SupaTea Podcast Show. Ah, what a Thursday. What a Jupiter. What a Jupiter day. What a Jupiter day. What a Jupiter day. I got a wedgie. Oh, wedgie. Ooh. And I'm hot, even though I got the AC on. Can I get comfy? I am in my own space. I ain't gonna get comfy on here right now. But I might have to go back downstairs to get some snack. I want some chicken wings. I want some chicken. So, let's talk about today. Let's talk about today. So today I get up and I intended to go to an event. I had read what the event was about, and I was actually right what the event is about, because it was a storytelling event, and don't mind me as I'm emoting in my space, okay? Because I'm gonna emote a lot. So I'm like, storytelling, okay, cool, you know. And so then, like, it hit my spirit that, oh, I should share. So I just, like, I was in awe all of this morning, number one, because it was like Spirit gave me a book to get. This is my books, a journal book. Spirit, where's my bag, my work bag? Spirit gave me a book to get to write whatever Spirit was telling me to write, right? And Spirit, Spirit. So I just had to do that. I feel like screaming. So I got the book. And the first thing I opened up to the book was all of these messages and affirmations and me in very detail writing things out, messages from the divine that I needed to be reminded of. And the timing just was like, So then I got another book because I was like, okay, well, there's no space to write in this book. So why'd you tell me to get that book? And Spirit was like, I promise you, if you ask the right questions, you will get answers. You will get fucking answers. Spirit's like, because I needed that book. I needed that book to remind me. And confirm where I am right now. And so then I got this book. And this book, I started writing, right? Spirit was spilling through me, right? So Spirit is spilling through me. I folded it because I took some notes at the storytelling thing. I folded it. Spirit is speaking through me. I start writing, right? I start expressing. Once I get over here, I'm like, I got to stop because I want Spirit to also just speak through me rawly. You know what I mean? Even though this was raw, and I'm going to share this here on my platform, but I also was like, I want to also share. So what I saw in my mind was an opportunity to like actually have the floor. You know, like when I say have the floor, like have the opportunity to actually express with poetry, with music, just express, you know. And so that's what I started. I started writing out expression from Spirit. But what happened was just way more phenomenal than what. And I felt it. I felt the buildup. I took a nice bath this morning. I got together and I just was like in awe because I could feel the energy moving. I could just feel it. And so get there. And again, I just had a perception of what I expected, right? And then the sister came and she dropped the blueprints on the table. She said, have a look at it. I looked at the blueprints and I was like, oh, this is more than what I expected. You know, yes, there was a space. It was a space like 25 minutes that was supposed to open up for the floor. But it started late, so that opportunity didn't happen. However, it was still phenomenal. And the synchronicities, like literally the stuff that Spirit has shared with me today was coming out of other people's mouths. The significance of water. Like I literally started this, like this right here. This is what I wrote today. I started it with wade in the water. So I'm gonna share with you guys. I'm gonna share it with you guys, and then I'm gonna just allow Spirit to continue to pour through me, because I need to do that for me, and hopefully it encourages you too. This is how I intended to start. If I had gotten the floor, but I didn't need to get the floor. I just needed to be present. I'm gonna start. I just needed to be fucking present. I just needed to be there. I didn't need to have the floor. I needed to just be there and be open. Be there and be open. Be in my divine feminine. Was I? Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. Oh yes. I was like, oh, this is not just a story time. This is a whole ritual. I'm like, listen, Linda, listen. I love it though. I love it. I love it because it is protective. Like honoring your ancestors and honoring our ancestors. Honoring ancestors, period. I'm looking to the side because I have a whole space in my house for my ancestors that I honor on a day-to-day basis. And we honor them like they are with us, and they do protect us, and they do, govern things, and it's amazing. So that happened. So I read it and I was like, oh, it's a whole ritual. Okay, all right, I'm with it. So your ritual road. So I feel like I'm being initiated into something. Let me stop. I was joking about the initiation part. But life I'm definitely at another stage in life. And I got the opportunity to share, they asked us to talk about words, and I just what was the first word that came to me? Growth. How I've grown and where I am spiritually, and how I have to really be committed to where I'm at right now, because I can't always apply logic to things. I want to apply logic to things. I was just in a moment of logic about 20 minutes ago where I was like, you're tripping out. You're tripping out. You are tripping out. This is me having internal conversation with myself. Tripping out. Just because I witnessed a mild flirtative comment. I was like, oh hell no. This motherfucker is a pimp. No, I'm about to is you a pimp, sir? Is you a pimp? Because if you was a pimp, sir, no. And I had to check myself. I was checking myself like, girl, what you tripping about? What is you even tripping about? What are you tripping about? Look at the facts. These are the facts. So I reiterated the facts in my head, and I said, yep, that's the facts. So why I feel this emotional right now? Why I feel this way? Why am I bothered by a flirtation? They didn't have shit to do with me. Why am I bothered by it? Why am I bothered by this? And I took deep breaths and I walked, but then I had to deal with facts of how there were things I overlooked. There were things that I had to go back and correct, and it had not, I don't know, shit, the ancestors, all I can do is laugh on certain things I can just laugh on, because I just want to know, what magically delicious motherfucker is this? This is what I want to know, because at this point, I'm just like, yeah, I don't know. I had a recent dream too, and I'll share what the recent dream was, because it was quite interesting. But yeah, I was just like, this motherfucker just all the time is amazing, and I'm just like, and it don't even seem like they're trying. I just feel like they're really open and receptive to divinity, to their divinity. And so they just know what to do, not because they are like premeditating, but because they do premeditate. They do apply their wonderful, amazing intellect. They do that. But they also are open and receptive to the movement of spirit, and able to see things that maybe other people are not open to see, because there's levels to the spirituality, you know. And I didn't go too deep, but I had to talk about it a bit, because that was what was my message. But people were talking about it. People were saying things and things that I wrote, and I was like, I feel like they read my notebook. Like, how y'all? What? But that's when we talk about God. Like, instead of putting God as an object outside of us, God is also within each of us. And when you get to experience that, for people, they don't even know what's happening. They just feel away and they just say, they think it's just a thought, but they don't get that it's really their divinity inside of them. And when there's just one person, don't let it be fucking two, when there's just one person who is aware of their own divinity, and they spark the divinity inside of others, even just being present. They don't even have to say much or nothing. They just spark it. They just spark it. Not even on purpose, not even consciously. It happens automatically. And I experience it all the time. All the time. All the time I see it. All the time I see it. So two people who are divinely aware, two people that has divinity, like two. Do you know the activation? People don't even realize but you could tell. Like, if you really are aware, you could tell when an individual is activated. And I witnessed the people be activated, and it was just like, wow. So that was before I caught my little attitude. and so I had already like had this plan, because I was like, I had to, this month, June has been a very, just period. It's not getting no better, people. It's just not getting no better. I am getting better. But whatever this thing, this, I don't even know what to call it, this connection, I'm calling it what it is. Whatever this connection is, it's not like getting less. It's getting more. And I don't know what to do about it. I don't know. So I do what I've been doing lately. I go to divinity. So, but this is after I've already, now, out of the clear blue, these two gentlemen, and I'm giving them a lot of grace to call them that, because I don't even know them like that. But I'm going to just give them that grace. These two gentlemen come out of the freaking blue in my daggone inbox. One goes to the extent of calling me, video calling me. You're video calling me, sir? I don't even know you like that. What are you video calling me for? Then one that tried to talk to me, we made a brief connection, went to a park, talked and all of that stuff. But they just not there. Like they're on the path. They're on the path of luminosity. They're on the path of good vibration. But when it comes to relating with somebody, they have internal stuff that they need to address within themselves. And they just like thought that they could randomly approach me. And they randomly approached me. They was like, "What's up?" And I was like, "All is well and great." They was like, "Oh, word, you still there?" And I'm like, pause. Pause. Just like this, in this exact tone. And I know I'm in this exact tone because I recorded myself. Like, I sent them a voice note and I said, "Listen, you are not just going to not take any accountability for the way you behaved the last time that you interacted with me. So I'm going to need you to back it up. Before I give you any information about any of my personal business, I'm going to need you to take accountability for your behavior." And I left it like that. And their response, and I was like, I'm not going to even look at the response because they said some slick stuff, like we're still in this full moon energy. I need to acknowledge that I'm in this full moon energy and be very, very mindful about not only who am I interacting with, but how I'm interacting with the people that I'm interacting with. So I was like, I'm not even going to look at that right now. I'm going to enjoy my evening and, ignore it. But in my moment of logic, that happened maybe about 30 minutes ago, in my moment of logic, I was like, let me just see what it says. Let me just see what their response is. And their response was, you didn't even have to answer if you didn't want to. Oh, you got ill feelings. And I was like, what? Stop projecting. No, I feel fucking phenomenal. Now, I might be in my logic, in my brain, trying to compute these emotions. But I feel fucking astounding. What? I feel astounding. Don't you hear the chair in my motherfucking voice? Don't you feel the happiness or hear the happiness in my voice? I said, no, I'm just holding you accountable. That's not ill. That's love, baby. That's love. I have fallen more in love with me. Or I'm just not accepting it. And my uncle, oh my God. I don't know if it's my real uncle or not, but it could be. It could be. His brother was never active in my life, but he's treated me like a niece for the interactions I've had with him. But I call him, I'm like, I need some advice. He gonna tell me he needs some advice himself. Holy shit. And then he proceeded to tell me, when I proceeded to talk, we proceeded to have a brief conversation about his baby mama. Laughing, it's funny. I could put his business out there, but I was like, I did make a comment and say, look like she could get a check. And he was like, oh, like your boyfriend's a walk in the park. I said, wait a minute. Technically, I don't have one of those, but it feels like I do have one of those. It feels like I have one of those. That's what it feels like. So they say where your attention goes is where your energy flows. So if I feel like I have one already, even though there has not been no verbal discussion, there's only been a few dreams and some astounding motherfucking interactions that probably if I even shared with the world, they would be looking at me like, what the fuck was so astounding about that? I was like, you just had to be there. You just had to be there. You just had to be there. You just had to fucking be there. But there's been a series of them, like from fucking January, there's been a series of them. So now in June, I'm just like, shoot. People keep referring and mentioning as if I have a boyfriend. So I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take that as a sign, and I'm gonna also acknowledge the messages that have been coming to me. So I want to share before I go and share the message that Divinity gave to me today. Oh my God, I guess it's to share with the collective. Am I doing this now? Perhaps I'm doing this now. I think I've been doing it, but I just haven't been announcing it. I've just been coming on here. But this is a message for the collective. But before I get to that, let me tell you about the dream. So in the dream, right, this person has a line of people behind them, and they're about to go somewhere. And they're waiting for the transportation to come that's going to take them somewhere. And it's like a tour bus, sort of like a tour bus. It was more like a city bus. It was more like a city bus, but a city bus they had for themselves. So I went to get some chicken. It's so ironic because I'm really craving some chicken right now. But anyway, this dream happened yesterday morning. So yesterday morning, it was one of those brief dreams or whatever like that. So I go get my food. When I come out of the chicken spot, they're already on the bus with the people. And so I get on the bus, and they're sitting in the front, like there's like a seat in front of them. And they're sitting up the front, and then everybody's sitting behind them. And I'm like about to go and find a seat behind them, and they're like, no, you're gonna sit right here. You're gonna sit right here in the front. And I sat in the front, and I'm about to blush the rest of the part, because like my seat was directly in front of theirs, And they were like, making contact. Whew, Lord, goodness gracious. So yeah, that was a dream. So today I got curious because I was so divinely inspired to. I got curious to see what's the significance of a bus in a dream. Oh, there's another part. So the bus was making stops, and it made a particular stop, and a whole bunch of Europeans got on the bus with us. And the people that were already on there, they were melanated like me, and this individual, and they wanted to get off, but they didn't. And then I woke up. So anyway, today I looked up the significance of a bus, and they said a bus is typically a means of transportation, and because of the size of it, it's meant to be transportation for a lot of people. And being that this person was in the fucking front shows me that this person has a leadership role, especially since they're the ones who organized it. But the fact that they sat me in the front, and they was making contact. Hell yeah, the guys think they was banging with me. But, woo, still in this full moon energy. So yeah, that was, I looked it up and I was just like, oh, okay. And it just had me more at awe between this book here and me looking up the definition. I was just like, wow. And this is all after this poured through me, or somehow it happened within the same time frame. So let's get to the message for the collective, all right? I'm going to start it like how it came through me. Wade in the water, wade in the water, children, wade in the water. God's gonna stir up the water. That spiritual came to mind when I opened my eyes today. It was created to be a signal when physical slavery was being overcame. Now in these days, we still overcoming mental and most important, spiritual slavery. There's a statement here in America that says church is separate from state. It's man's way of disconnecting spirit from consciousness. Actually, between the state lines, the mixed rules and regulations, the borders, the cities, the towns, the different incomes for the same exact labor and works, there's been a lot of effort applied to separating. Yet as much as mankind has tried, nature and divinity always reminds us we are connected. The most important thing is to remember the fact that divinity is within us all. Each one, from the richest person in materials to the man or woman sleeping outside of Penn Station. Each one here right now, each of us has that omnipresence, that universal life force within us. No one is thinking about their blood circulating throughout their physical body, yet it's happening. So being divine is simply natural. It's unnatural to think divinity is a judgmental energy outside sitting in the sky looking down upon us. That's an idea that mankind created to separate one from their natural state of being. Yesterday was a pivotal day for me. 21 years ago, I birthed a beautiful baby girl. Some of y'all met my son. He was birthed 26 years ago. Back to my baby girl, who only remained in the flesh 6 years here with us. However, still made such an impact. That grief forced me to question everything I ever learned at a church. I was angry, hurt, confused, alone, and fighting to protect my son for a good year after that trauma. Then fought more just for the basic needs like housing. See, my spirit wouldn't allow me to navigate in certain acceptable societal ways of acquiring materials. And some people looked at me as if I was weird. Because surely I could get those materials if I ignored my spirit and separated from my consciousness and just how they say, do what I had to do. I couldn't though. I did that in my first marriage. I was 20 years old. It was April 2004. My ex-husband was 44 years old. Not a wealthy 44, a hood, damaged, hurt, abused, and abusive 44. And my spirit very hard tried to stop me from that choice. I remember I was about 8 months pregnant with my daughter, scared as heck already. He had ruined things, and I was unaware that he was behind the ruin of things. I had no one else, and already 5 years of experience raising my son alone and working and attempting to go to school. So I ignored that feeling. I went to my logic. I went through with it. And it was at the Justice of Peace, so it wasn't like it was anything glamorous. And somehow him and the judge seemed to be more aware of what I was doing than me. Because I specifically remember seeing the joy in their eyes, then a look of got her. No love was present at all. The judge seemed to be congratulating him for trapping a young woman. And I won't go into the details of the 6 years. However, I for sure learned to not ever ignore my spirit again. So here I am, 42, reborn. And I stopped there because I was allowing the spirit to speak. I was gonna just stop right there writing because I would have kept on writing. I had to get ready. And I'm gonna sit down because my leg is hurting right now. So that's a lot. That was a lot to unpack. And I don't know, these circles, they might do them regularly, we'll see. It looks like there's a need for it, and I'm with it. I think it's important. But those terms came out of other people's mouths today. Rebirth, reborn. And a lot of people, they misconceive my guardedness, because I'm guarded. Yes, I'm happy and I'm cheerful, I'm loving, but I'm also guarded, especially when I can perceive a battle that's happening within somebody. I wish you the best. I wish you success. And that's even with my own child. Like my son, I love him. He's an adult now. He's 26 years of age. He has an internal battle. I can only be of service from an overflow, which means my cup must be full. And I have work to do with me. I have work to do with my legs. It's not easy. It doesn't feel great. Like just doing I made an example yesterday. I know I was, not yesterday. I think the day before. I think it was yesterday. It was yesterday. When I was explaining like how I get in the whatchamacallit. You know what the whatchamacallit is? The whatchamacallit is a shower. The whatchamacallit is the shower. I was like, listen, this is my step. I gotta swivel, do this, be creative to get in that motherfucker, okay? Carefully, so I can get in and out of there safely. It's a whole thing. Putting on socks. What? You rarely will see me with socks, even in the wintertime. Like, it gotta be extremely cold for me to put on socks because it's a whole task. I want to lay down, but I don't want to get this gel on my pillows. It's a whole task. Okay? A whole task. And so, yeah, I was going to just allow, but Spirit did what it did. I prayed before I went. I pray all the time. I'm in constant communion with Spirit. And I had to question. That's my go-to. I used to be upset, like, that I didn't have people to call and get advice from. But, like, my Spirit team is who I get advice from. Like, my Spirit team is who gives me the best advice. And so I asked my Spirit team, I said, like, what am I supposed to do? because I had already written, and not mention the people that I just mentioned that came out of nowhere, but I have reached out to somebody because I identified somebody who is solid, who is, not out, not that's solid, aware, spiritual. Like, there is more than one person like that. And I have connected with individuals like that already, of course, platonically. But hey, like, let me say what I need, And so I was about to share that with that person, and my spirit felt funny. And I was like, why my spirit feel funny? Like, I'm an adult. They're an adult. Like, why can't I just share this? And it's not even to an extreme. It's something very surface. Like, I just want a god dang on proper hug. I'm gonna get a proper hug, but not just a proper hug. I want a proper cuddle. Okay, let's keep it a buck. Let's keep it a buck. I want a proper cuddle, and not intercourse, but a proper cuddle. Like, cuddle. They do have something called cuddle buddies, and like, if my money was correct, I probably would have one. There is a thing. Google it if you don't believe me. There are people who are professional cuddlers because human contact is important. Okay, it's something that's important. It's not something to overlook. Don't let people tell you that Yeshua ben Yosef, aka Jesus, was not out here cuddling Mary Magdalene. Okay. Him and Mary Magdalene was doing way more than cuddling, okay? I just want to put it out there so y'all know the facts of the facts of the facts, okay? But yeah, I listened to that feeling. I did not send the message. I ultimately ended up erasing the message and asking Spirit, what the hell do you expect me to do? And Spirit had a clear clear directions for me. Go to my workshop that I want to go to. That's metaphysics, and on my level of spiritual awareness, enjoy myself at this workshop. Go and do my music. Go hang out, have fun. Bring my behind home. And just imagine, just imagine that things were the way they feel they are. If that makes sense. Just imagine things are the way they feel they are. What would I do? And I'm like, oh, well, I would just do what just came to me to do. And Spirit's like, well, that's what you're gonna do. And I was like, okay. And it felt good. Now, logically, it makes no sense. Logically, it makes no sense. And it is especially scary because I've done it before. Oh, I've done it before. I talk about it. I'm like a whole decade. I did it for a whole decade. For a whole 10 years. A whole 10 years. But the only difference is that whenever during that 10 years, it wasn't like I was celibate for those 10 years. I was not celibate those 10 years. And so when I 30s, it was in my 30s, when I wanted some affection, it was very easy, for me to, it was not that it's hard, but it was just, I still was picky and choosy because energy, and I was learning all these things that I know now. But it wasn't like this. It was like my spirit got very disturbed, just the thought of it. It was just like, why are you disturbed, Spirit? What's going on? Hold up. Wait a minute now. Wait a minute. This my left hand. I don't see nothing there. What's going on? What the hell? My logic mind is just like, hope you not in another fucking whatever that was, that decade. I talked about it before. I feel like it was preparation for this shit because those types of individual, yeah, they're types. And yes, I recognize that they're two different individuals. They're unique. One is not like the other, although they were born on the same goddamn day, which is fucks, but really got my head like, what the fuck of the fucks, because I did do a birth chart, and I'm just like, what the fuck of the fucks? What kind of ironicness is this? What is this? But I'm still learning. I'm still learning about those arts, the sacred sciences. I am still learning. But when you know a certain extent, the way people speak, you can pick up that they are aware too. And I guess the more I know and the more I learn, the more my language will evolve and, change. But I'm going to follow spirit. It doesn't make any sense to me. It kind of makes sense to me because I know the metaphysics behind um, feeling as if things are away. I know the metaphysics behind that. So it's still, my logical mind is like, girl, so you just I'm like, yep, cause yep, I'm just gonna listen to spirit. I'm just gonna listen to divinity. Like, I have to at this point because it's too. It's just not a simple thing. We're talking about. I can't even tell you. I can't even tell the world what I'm talking about. You just have to wait, and as it unfolds, um, it will benefit. It's a lot, many, many, and I appreciate where I'm at, and I just know I have to just keep on going because I was ready to leave where I'll go to what you call it at. Like I was ready to leave because they just had so many shenanigans, so much bureaucracy. I was just like, listen, corporate America, I don't know if this is for me. I don't know because what's going on? You say one thing, they tell me, oh, you can have 30, but then they only want to give me 20. What? Who I need to talk to? I said I got something for them because what's guiding me? Divinity is guiding me. So I'm going to get my 60 because I've already accumulated. Transfer over those 30. Even if they just transfer over 20, I'm still good. I'm still good. I'm still going to have 60 uh, by the end of December. I'm gonna be at 60 at the end of December. What y'all saying? 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 I'm gonna have it. So I'm grateful. Yeah, I was claiming stuff. I was claiming to take on a different. I had a choice. I had a choice, and I had to let spirit once again lead me because I had the opportunity to earn more income, but I don't need to earn more income. I just want to earn more income. I don't need to. I'm like, I'm in a really, everything is really good. I want to do more. I want to I want to do stuff, but I gotta just be patient for right now. I just gotta be patient and work on the things I'm working on. I need to get my office space together. See my office space? Look at my office space. I need to get it together. I got a whole office right there. Right there. I need to get it together. I need to get my office space together. I need to utilize my office space. I need to organize how I'm going to do my broadcasting. I need to get my broadcasting together, get back into Soulful Sundays, reading from a book, and just allow divinity to utilize me on this platform and to utilize me in the spaces that I'm in and not be so anxious to just jump out and do all this other stuff. Don't be so anxious. Just take the hints from the dream. The hints in the dream is, yeah, I don't need to be anxious. I'm not. I'm not doing this alone. I have guidance. I have support. It's weird. Okay, I shared in my recent episode how with a sister extended generosity. I was just like, "You sure? Are you sure, sir? Are you sure, sir?" But because sometimes they just don't do that. Sometimes they are like judging and, doing little catty stuff and or doing little, and I'm just like, you know. But with that being said, I'm glad I shared. This was uh, a mixed episode of me emoting, but also sharing a message with the collective. I have connected with some tribe members. They say your vibe attracts your tribe. So I've connected with some tribe members, and that was exciting. It's a sister that is on her way back to South Africa, but just a phenomenal soul, phenomenal spirit. And if we could collaborate and create a way to be of service and also generate income just by being of service, I could see it happening. Now with technology, you don't have to geographically be in the same location with an individual to work with them or to serve others. You just don't. We have these platforms now that allow us to connect with those who are on the wavelength that we are on. She's all the way in California right now. She's not right here. She's all the way in fucking California, but the vibe and like we were both getting goosebumps just talking, and I was like, "Yep, that's my tribe." Like, you are my tribe. She's like, "Yep, you are my tribe," and you know, um, it's this is the time. Like, this is the time for those who have been studying and applying the things that they have been studying for years in regards to spirituality, in regards to the collective, in regards to being of service. This is the time to really um, to go at it, to go at it, to go at it, to really go at it. So that's what's happening. I don't know what happened across the street. And I just mentioned that randomly because when I got up, my stove thing was blinking. And when I walked out the door, the power plant gate was up. It's still up. And the fire department was outside there. What's happening? But what I do know is that I'm on a ley line. And this is not the first time that I've been positioned on a ley line. You're gonna have to Google what that is, because I'm not gonna go into that because I'm hungry. Yeah, I need a sandwich or something, a little bit of crackers, I have something, just a little snack to hold me over till I get to where I got the phone. I need to go in there and get me something to eat. But surrendering to spirit, it feels good. It doesn't make sense all the time, but it feels good. So I'm trusting, and my finger waves are lifted up. Wait a minute. Wait a minute. I know I tied these down. I don't even know why I slapped any gel on my head. Knowing daggone well, it's electric boogie woogie woogie was going to be like zzz, zzz, zzz. That's probably if an animal ever, you know how they say dogs can hear stuff that people can't hear. I guarantee you, I just want to see how an animal would react with us both in the room. I just feel like they would his hair. That's what it feels like. It feels like, but it's not a shock. You've been shocked before. You ever had, how when you touch us, what you call, you're like, ooh, it's like that, but different. Similar. It's electric. Boogie, woogie, woogie. All right, I'm going. I done talked for a whole 45 minutes already. You don't even feel like I talked for 45 minutes.